What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cam ATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Welcome to the channel once again. We are going to talk about this Monday Night Football showdown slate for Draftkings. We will even talk a little bit about some FanDuel guys, but mainly Draftkings we're going to focus on. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. So first and foremost is Chicago at Washington. Now, Chicago's defense is really, really good. Jordan Reed is out once again with a concussion. This is like his millionth concussion of his career. It's really starting to get a little dangerous for him out there. But either way, he's out. So Washington's offense has been pretty decent this year. Like with McLaurin showing out, he's come in and looked really, really good. You've got Chris Thompson, who's a good pass catcher. He's been doing good. You've got certain guys that we're going to talk about. I don't want to get into them yet, but let's go ahead and get straight into this, man. So first and foremost, with showdowns, I like to predict what I expect to happen in the game. Okay, and with this game, I expect Washington to struggle to score a bit against Chicago's defense. I think Chicago's going to get up. I think they're going to use some David Montgomery, but I think it's going to be one of those games where Chicago gets up and then Washington has to throw to catch up. Okay, so I think a lot of throwing is going to be happening. So there are some cheap receiving guys on Washington's team that we can take advantage of. But you definitely want to pick out who you think is going to be a part of Chicago getting up against this Washington team. Now, first and foremost, Washington has been really bad at holding receivers. Okay, quarterbacks have been smashing Washington so far this year. Okay, so at the captain, Mitch Trubisky is the guy I really like. Now I understand it's getting to the point where Mitch Trubisky is one of the most frustrating quarterbacks to play in football. Okay, we know he's got some talent. We know he can use his legs. We know he's a decent quarterback. He showed out multiple times last season, had amazing games. And now he's got a plus matchup against a Washington defense that has been giving it up to quarterbacks. I think just like we predicted that Jameis Winston and Mike Evans were finally going to blow up in week 3, okay? I think that this is the time where Trubisky finally has his big game, okay? So Mitch Trubisky paired with Allen Robinson is great. There's a few ways you can go. Now, Mitch Trubisky is the first guy I'm interested in. I am predicting him to be the highest scoring player on this slate, okay? Now, after you get that in, you have to figure out what value you really like. One of the guys that really sticks out to me that I really want is Trey Quinn. I talked about Chicago most likely getting up, okay? Trey Quinn is a guy that's going to be a part of this passing attack for Washington that gets some solid play in this offense, to be completely real with you. Quinn has been in on 88% of the snaps for this offense, okay? He's second on the team in snaps played behind McLaurin. Like, he is out there on the field, has had 13 targets so far versus 16 targets for McLaurin. He's right there. Thompson has the most targets on this offense in general. So Chris Thompson's a great play. I love him. They're going to be throwing to keep up. Chicago's defense is solid. The best way to attack them would probably be dump-offs to guys like Chris Thompson. But Trey Quinn is a guy I'm really interested in. He's too cheap. He's only 3.8 on DK. Whereas he is much more expensive. I believe he's in the 8K range on FanDuel, which is a huge difference, okay? So on DK, he is a super value. Love Trey Quinn, all right? Now, last but not least, let's talk about another guy we like. Now, another guy that sticks out to me on this slate, and I will talk to you about why, another cheap guy at 4.4, Taylor Gabriel. Now, on DraftKings, we know it's full point PPR. The cheap guys that you spend on, you want to be some good receiving guys who get some good targets. Now, Gabriel is second on this team right behind Allen Robinson, who is probably Allen Robinson is my favorite guy to pair up with Trubisky. He will be going against Josh Norman. Okay, here's the reason I like Taylor Gabriel. Okay, Allen Robinson will have a good game, even if he's going against Josh Norman, who isn't the Josh Norman that we used to see shutting down half of the field. Okay. Allen Robinson is fine, but Norman is still a solid corner, okay? Norman will be on Allen Robinson, and I believe that's going to open up a lot for a guy like Taylor Gabriel and Tyreek Cohen as well. Taylor Gabriel is only 4.4, super cheap, and he's played on 90% of the snaps for this offense, only 5 snaps less than Allen Robinson, okay? He's not getting targeted super heavily, but if Josh Norman is on his A game tonight at home, and doing well versus Allen Robinson, I can see Taylor Gabriel having a huge sneaky game in this matchup. Absolutely love some Taylor Gabriel at that price. And outside of that, my other favorite place that I love, David Montgomery is in a great spot. Tyreek Cohen, obviously, I mentioned him, is in a great spot. Those are the guys I like for Chicago. Trubisky, Robinson, Tyreek Cohen, Gabriel, Montgomery. Those are the guys that I'm willing to play on that side. All right. Now, on the other side, for the Washington side of it, okay, I definitely like my boy Trey Quinn, obviously. I love Chris Thompson, and I like McLaurin and Vernon Davis. Now, I like Vernon Davis the most over on FanDuel, okay, because Vernon Davis is actually cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DK, which is rare that happens. Most of the time, players are much more on FanDuel than they are on DraftKings. Vernon Davis is too cheap over on FanDuel. He is cheaper than on DraftKings, and I definitely like Vernon Davis, who has been getting pretty well targeted, all right? And I think Keenum's going to rely on him a lot here against a very solid Chicago defense, okay? Another guy that interests me as well, outside of McLaurin, Thompson, Vernon Davis, and Quinn, is Paul Richardson. Paul Richardson is another guy that's played over 80% of snaps for this offense. He has 10 targets so far this season, which isn't a ton, but he has gotten into the end zone. I think he's another guy that could have a great game. If McLaurin struggles against this solid Chicago secondary, I could see Vernon Davis and Paul Richardson stepping up in a big way in this one. All right. So those are the main guys I'm interested in. I'm not on Adrian Peterson too much in this matchup. Chicago's defense is a little too good up front. I'm not trying to really go that route. In GPPs, you can go that route for him. A guy that I do have a little bit of interest in is in GPPs only is Mike Davis. I feel like it's only a matter of time before I think he's going to have a few games this season where he ends up shining out of nowhere. So Mike Davis is a solid option, especially in the red zone. He could definitely sneak one into the red zone, and at a cheap price, he's a good punt guy for that as well. And that's about it, guys. That's about it. Good luck on this slate, guys. The main guys I'm looking at is Mitch Trubisky as my overall favorite play on the slate. And then the cheap guys that I want to get involved in this showdown is Trey Quinn and Taylor Gabriel. Also, don't sleep on the cheaper guys. Like the defenses and stuff. The Chicago Bears defense is the only defense I would play in this game, obviously. I do like the Bears defense. And then obviously the kickers are in a good spot here as well with the way this slate is today. All right. But yeah, my favorite plays would have to be Mitch Trubisky in this game, Allen Robinson, McLaurin on the other side, Chris Thompson. Chicago's defense is great. Taylor Gabriel, Trey Quinn. Those guys are the guys I'm really trying to get interested in this game. And then kicking wise, you've got Dustin Hopkins in a good spot at home, as well as Eddie Pinheiro on the Chicago side. He is dealing with a little bit of a knee soreness, but he practiced and he's going to be okay to play. So that's it. That's pretty much everybody I'm interested in. Good luck, everybody. Let's kill it. Greenlightdfs.com, man. Join the weekend slate for week 4. Let's smash week 4. The first look lineup will be dropping tomorrow. Last week smashed. Let's keep that rhythm going. Greenlightdfs.com, man. Let's get it. I'm out.